Yo, what's up guys? Today we're back sweating some time trial, and as you can see we are at Zandvoort this time. And this is quite a decent track for me, so this time we're gonna try and get into the 0.1% on the leaderboards. As you can see, 152,000 people have set a lap time here. So the time to beat is a 108.5. As we're on board for my first lap. It's not gonna be a good first lap of course, but nonetheless, we can see my improvement and we can see what it takes to get into the top 0.1% of the world. Yeah, let's just see what we can do around my home circuit. Of course, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry for my voice, but yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it. We went a little bit hard in the New Year's, so I hope you guys also had a fun New Year's. But for my first lap, you can see me mess up there, hitting the curb that you don't want to hit. You really don't want to hit the curb there. And also this third sector is just not a good. It's just not a good lap, guys. It's just not a good lap. But yeah, I'm still gonna show it because I really want to show you how much we improve over the time here. And after all these laps, to see if we can get into the 0.1%. I still think a world record is a little bit out of reach, but that first lap is a top 17%, even though it was really not a great lap. And we're gonna keep on board for this first sector, but because straight away we're gonna gain about 3/10 there, just because we could carry a lot more speed after turn 1, also a much better exit. Then speeding up because I didn't gain any time in this second sector, except for here, because as we hit the curb last time around, we're just gonna get a much better exit and we're gonna gain about 8/10. And now into the last sector, we send it in, lose the rear, but we still gained quite some time there. So we're 1.1 seconds up into the last corner, which was not a good last corner at all. But it's gonna be a whole second improvement on such a short lap, so this will put us a lot higher, top 2.5% already, a 9.3. So we only need about 6, 7, 8 tenths, 9 tenths actually, sorry. Skipping on to lap 3, I finally hooked up the last sector a little bit better, so you can see the time gain, we're already 2 tenths up, and now we're gonna get into the mix. What's it gonna be? A top 1.3% already. So it's looking good. We're doing a little bit better. But yeah, then in lap 5 I did such a small improvement, putting us into the top 1.25%. But you can see a struggle as well. I'm gonna also show a lot of struggles here, because this lap is quite unforgiving at times. You wanna use all of the track everywhere, but the grass is so close, so you hit the grass the wrong way, or you hit the curb the wrong way, and it's pretty much game over. Then into here, there are also 2 glitches on this track where you can get grass on your tire. You can see how much time we gain because we just carry so much speed, we use all of the track, and that's a 2 tenths gain. Now into the last sector, it looks a lot better already. From 4th to 3rd gear, and then getting on the power, the exit wasn't that great. And then into the last corner you also really have to send it and then get a good exit. But it's another improvement, 2.5 tenths. As I was saying, really unforgivable track. But we are already in the top 0.5% now, so we're looking good. We're looking good so far. Another small improvement in lap 11. So this is motivating, you know, we're already in 0.5%. I did a couple of 8 9s and low 9s, 9 1, so we're getting a little bit consistent as well, but we're also trying to find the limit. So you can see me here make some mistakes. And so yeah, on to lap 17 now, into the first sector. The exit in turn 1 is so important. Then also here you want to carry so much speed and get onto the power so early. It's so interesting how early you can actually get on the power. Of course, I have taken a look at some world records to see where the time is, you know. Here, carry the speed as well. Keep it in 4th there, and then in 4th as well for this corner, just so we can get on the traction easier, but yeah, it wasn't that great, and we hit the grass, unfortunately. Lap over there. And again, lap over, that's what I mean. You want to use all of the track, but if you hit the curbs the wrong way, it's just unforgiving, you know. And I do like that about this track. It's my home track. It's the only track that I've been in real life. But here you can see a much better sector 1. We carry a lot more speed, just literally brake less through the corner and get on the power earlier. That just gains us 1.5 tenths there. Now into sector 2 we can actually hold the curb completely. We go a little bit deep there, unfortunately, but on my previous time that wasn't great as well. Now we go down to 3rd and then up to 4th. We do lose some time, unfortunately, on that exit, but into the 3rd sector we go. What can we do here? Throwing the car in, a lot of rotation in this setup, which looked nice, and we actually looks like we can gain some time back, and then into this last corner, which is really hard to exactly nail. We do gain some time, so it's gonna be another improvement, and we're up to an 8.7 probably. Yep, and it's a top 0.3%, so we're already, as you can see, in the top 406 in the world, but we still need to find about 2 tenths for us to get into that top 0.1%. In the top left you can actually see my first sector was really the main sector where I lost a lot of time. Here we're gonna do such a minor improvement that I'm not gonna show you it. But yeah, my first sector was mainly the part where I lost a lot of time. But yeah, here you can see again we're up on our time, so the time is definitely in there and we can definitely do this. But we're just also making a lot of mistakes, and now we're all, yeah, as I was saying, the curbs. This one, you want to open up the corner as much as you want, but you cannot go on that second curb. And this is the last corner as well. When you're up on your time, you're trying to send it, and you can just easily lose the lap. Here again, it looked like we gained the time, but we just about lose the time towards the line. And then into lap 30. Again, sending it in, going into second gear, actually getting some nice rotation. Again, up on our time into the last corner. What can we do? We just hit the curb too much. Steering in a little too early. You have to be right on that limit, close to the curb, but not touch it. Then into this first sector. Again, this first corner, there was actually a lot more time in the first corner than I realized. Then throwing it in again. Really nice first sector here, 1.1 tenths up. And that's actually putting us closer to that time we're trying to beat. Still not beating it, unfortunately, but we have the second and third sector still to go. Let's see what we can do. Really nice, trying to be smooth here, and then steering the car in, going to third gear, getting on the power nicely, opening up the corner, not hitting the grass, getting close to the curb, and there we unfortunately hit the curb again and just loses some momentum. We lose some time there in the lap, but we are still up. So in this last sector, didn't really hop the curb the exact right way, but we get the exit nicely and we carry enough speed, so we're still gonna gain 1.5 tenths to our previous time, keeping the car close this time. You can see we hit a big bump there, as I didn't know there was a big bump there, but trying to keep it close is not the way to go, because I now messed up the lap right at the end. And we're in a 0.6 now, but we're just about shy of that 0.1% that we're trying to beat. And yeah, this was quite a good lap that I did. And quite a hard lap for me to beat. So we're still gonna try, because I just knew there was so much time in the lap. But yeah, it was just very hard. Into this last sector, you can see we did a purple second sector apparently. And into the last sector, you can see there's just a lot of time in that last corner. And we gained some time, but now knowing that I hit the bump the previous time, we're actually gonna improve my lap here. Just minorly, unfortunately not enough. But again, we did a really bad first sector in this final lap. So there's just so much time in the lap. But it was just frustrating because I just couldn't hook it up completely. Here you can see again, getting on the curves, trying to be on the limit, but just a little bit too much and just making mistakes. just there the grass, and then here we're leveled on our time into the final corner, just trying to send it completely, but we hit the curb and we're gonna lose the time towards the line. It's another 0.6 though, so the time is just definitely in there, but it just was not really clicking perfectly, unfortunately. Here again in lap 42 we are now. Sending it in, unfortunately again, getting on the curbs on the exit. Really frustrating last corner, last real corner, you know. So yeah, there again we saw some green, but just in this last sector as well, you know that you are up after the first and second sector, throwing it in. I have to be very much on the limit, and I just kept messing up this last sector because I knew that there was also a lot of time in this last sector, but I just kept messing up. Yeah, really unforgiving track, but also really nice track. I just like it, maybe because my home track, and it's such a shame that it's gonna go away. But at least it's in the game, and I hope it will stay in the game for a little bit long. So yeah, again, as I said, last sector, really messing up the last sector the whole time, and we are now in lap 56 already. Again throwing it in. Again we were like almost 1/10 up, and we do not need a lot. We need like half a tenth improvement on this lap to get into 0.1% after about 60 laps. I decided to log out, and as you can see here, my session best was definitely enough. But a day later, we're not done yet. As you can see in the top right, so much time still in the lap, at least a tenth, and then maybe more throughout the rest of the lap. But I think I just did a really good last sector as well in my last hot lap. In my last nailed hot lap. So on to lap 14, as you could see, there was 1.5 tenths. We were up at one point. Unfortunately losing some momentum, and here not getting as close to the apex as you need to go. So again, we're just a little bit up, but not by enough. Into the last sector, can we still hook it up? It does look like we keep some speed, but it's not fast enough to keep our green delta, unfortunately. And we're also gonna mess up the last corner. So now we're gonna finally move over to my best lap. I was messing with the setup a little bit, using the world record setup of Giggle Goon Fart. As you can also see, I like to do the world record as my rival because, I don't know, you compare yourself to the world record, then, you know, anything that gets close is quite good. So onto my lap 22, I think about lap 80 something on the Netherlands. Here you can want to brake before the 50 meters, throw it in, keep it in third, get on the power earlier than you think and really smash the power in, you gain a lot of time. Into this right hand, you can keep it in 6th or go down to 5th, then throw it in and get on the power straight away as well. It's not a perfect sector 1, as I was really struggling always with sector 1, but we are over a 10th up. We do 23.8, still 10th down from the world record, but it's fine. Here you want to keep it tight and keep it smooth. Into 6th gear, then throw it in. You can keep it in 4th and then go to 3rd really late. Get the momentum here, you can see, use all of the track, get close to that curb, and then get on the power. There you can see 1.7 tenths, but we did a really good last sector previous time around, so we're gonna throw it in. Unfortunately not hop the curb enough, go down to 2nd there, then short chip up to 3rd, which really helped me with the rotation into the last corner. We're gonna go close to the curb, not as close as possible, so unfortunately the last sector is gonna mess up my whole lap, and it was quite a bit of a choke. But we are gonna improve, and unfortunately it's just about not good enough for 0.1%, but I thought this lap was good enough for this YouTube video. As you can see here, we're not that far off the world record. As you can see here, it's just that last sector, it's just such a mess, and definitely still 10th in there, but yeah, at some point you have to call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments which track you would like to see next, and I'll see you guys next time.